What's going on, everyone? It's Camille Prosperity out of Savannah, Georgia. I didn't realize I had gone live. Hence the delay. I know that sounds funny, but I be having a lot of stuff going on, you guys. Listen, I hope you are having a happy, is it Thursday? Yeah, I think so. I hope you are having a happy Thursday. As you come in, tell me where you are watching from. I do not care if you are a live viewer or a replay viewer. I want to know a little bit about you because I've shared so much about me. Let's just even out, let's balance out the scales, right? Also go ahead, like, share, subscribe on this video, and visit hellocamille.com. You can find me everywhere over there. All right. So, what did I want to do in this broadcast? I wanted to go over one of the Credit Crushers quiz questions that I asked recently. Let me share that question. And also, let me thank everyone who has been participating. I see a lot of people liking the questions. It's causing you all to think. Some of you are questioning, do I really know about as much about this stuff as I thought I knew? And you're finding out that you don't. So that was the whole point. And definitely it was to get you interested in learning more, to shed light, all of those things, right? Hold on one second. Let me pause that. Hey, what's going on? Detroit, stand up. Kamaja Walker. Oh, I like that name. I have never seen that name, and very, I hope I said it right. Very interesting spelling. I've never been to Detroit, but I really want to visit for a number of reasons that I won't go off on a tangent with right now. But thank you for joining Kamaja. Awesome. Now, let's go over this question. And the question, what was this, 2 days ago? Yep. So the question read, which of the following companies can you not seek remedy from using the FCRA? Now, what does the FCRA stand for? Does anybody, okay, I said it correctly, Kamaja. Oh, I really like that name. See, when you have a regular name like Kim, you can appreciate, the other names that have more boom, you know. But I like my name. I like my name though. So yeah. Kiana said, "Oh snap, alive! Not only alive, Kiana, but alive when the majority of the world is alive, right?" Because I'm famous for for going live at midnight, 2 in the morning. I know y'all be like, what is wrong with this girl? But I'm gonna do better. So shout out to Kiana. Y'all, Kiana is one of the best credit crushers ever. One of the best credit crusher mentees. I'm gonna go live after this, Kiana, and talk about wave 2, week 1. Okay, Kiana, like, get on with the get on. She said identity IQ is the answer. Yes, Kiana, you are right. Keep me on task, sis. Keep me on task. Hey, what's going on? My big bro from New York is in the chat. What's going on, Coach? Love you. I gotta call you. Yes, alive during the day, right? Oh, thank you. She said, you're so very welcome. I'm reading everything aloud, guys, because I have a lot of people that kind of listen to my videos like a podcast. Thank you, son. And so they can't see what's on screen. So I have to read everything to them. If you are wondering, I don't want anybody left out. So let's go back to what Kiana said and let's dissect this, shall we? She said identity IQ is the answer. Well, let's go back to the question. Which of the following companies can you not seek remedy from using the FCRA? FCRA stands for Fair Credit Reporting Act. Fair Credit Reporting Act. What does that mean? That means that first of all, you need to go over that, okay? But with the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you can only hold the CRAs accountable to that, okay? CRA stands for Credit Reporting Agencies. In the real world, society mostly refers to them as bureaus. We know them as the big 3. Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. But here's what I really, really want everybody to understand. There are tons more. There are tons more credit reporting agencies, guys. All right, Keon, I'm gonna have to pull up that list that we pulled up last night in class, right? But let's look at the options that you had here. The options I gave you are Equifax, Innovis, Identity IQ, or none of the above. So we've already established that Equifax is, we all know Equifax is what you guys call a bureau, what most of you call a bureau. And after watching enough of my videos, you'll stop calling them that and start calling them credit reporting agencies, right? CRAs. So Innovis, a lot of you did not know about Innovis, but Innovis is also a credit reporting agency. It's not a primary. It's not one that people talk about that much. It is a secondary credit reporting agency, but it's one nonetheless. Okay, get into it. But Identity IQ, Kiana is 100% correct. None of the above was put in there kind of as a trick because, you know, it was just like, okay, people are probably just choose this one. But Identity IQ is the answer. You know why? And Identity IQ is actually a company that I use, but it is a credit monitoring service. It is not a credit reporting agency, guys. Let me share this tab instead. It's a credit monitoring service. It is useful. I'm not going to say that credit monitoring is not useful. Sometimes the format, the layout, the comparison of a credit monitoring service can help you quickly see at a glance the differences in your credit data between the three other CRAs versus getting them individually. Because TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, if you've pulled them, which I hope you have, from where should you pull? Somebody put it in the chat. Let me see if y'all been paying attention. Where should you be pulling, or where is the place that I always talk about pulling your credit report? Where is that is free? Remember, it is free. Where is the place that I always talk about pulling your credit report? Kamal just said great spirit, and let's hear it, Queen. All right, now she ready. Well, I'm sorry. Is it a she? Are you a she or a he? Because that would be pretty for a girl, handsome for a guy. I can't tell. I don't want to insult anybody. Kiana said, pull up that list for sure. Y'all, there's so many more that report different types of business we do. Yes, rental history. Look at the star student. Kiana got it too. Annual credit report. That's right. Annualcreditreport.com is where you can literally log on. And as soon as someone signs up for the Credit Crushers Mentorship, I have them do this first and foremost, because we ain't got nothing to talk about until we know what we're talking about. So simple, but so profound, okay? We ain't got nothing to talk about until we know what we're talking about. Because there were so many people that filled out the Google form at Hello Camille, and then they clicked the Credit Crushers form, and they filled out their Google form, and they were talking about collections that they thought were on their report that were not. And so we have to really, you know, what did they say? Shake it fast. Show me what you're working with. You got to know what you're working with before you start talking about how do I fix this. It's not even there for you to fix, sis. So, and Kiana, I just spoke with one of the other credit crushers who got their secondary report, and they were just astonished. Every single check from February of 2020 until the years, every single check going on. And I said, well, now you know. Yeah, we are the product, y'all. We are the product. We are the data. Just because you're not making money on you doesn't mean somebody else ain't making money on you. Trust and believe they are. Okay, let me see something here. Link, blah, blah, blah. Open this up. So let me share with you guys when this comes up. List every check, every direct deposit, right? And I think you meant ATMs there, and the M's. This is super important, handy dandy Googler for yourself. I did like this particular article that I found that listed them out and told what the secondaries, and this is not even all of them. Y'all, there are countless. Think about it. If you could make money just selling somebody else's information, would you want to? Do you know how sweet of a deal that is? You're just selling other people's. I need to, you know what? I need to look up how to start a CRA. You're just compiling, like they literally will do things like pay people to go to the courthouse and look up public records and then compile that information and sell it. And some of them specialize in specific things only. So look, check system, right? Let me see here. TeleCheck. EWS, early warning system. Some people have never heard of it. Pull it. It's a credit reporting agency formed by JP Morgan, Chase, Wachovia, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, BB&T, right? When you bounce a check or it's overdrawn, it can be recorded on your EWS report. Okay? They're compiling that information and they're selling it. These are the big three that we all know about. I like this breakdown because, as you can see, to me, it's pretty user-friendly. But you have everything. Look at these CRAs that look at your employment screening. So, there are people, y'all, who need security clearance because they're in the military, things of that nature. And if you want to know why something is coming up funny and you didn't anticipate any problems, it could be because one of these CRAs are listing something that is not correct on your secondary report. Sometimes you're not going to see everything on Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. That is just the fruit. That's just what you see. But you need to identify what is the root. Who is the creditor that is furnishing the information? Or what is the secondary credit reporting agency that is supplying it? And there are many. And the more familiar we become with these terms, the more we have these conversations, the deeper we start to dig. I'm telling you, the better off for you and your family. Start having these conversations now. We need to talk about more than just the big three. And we ain't even talking about the big three as much as we should. Have y'all ever heard of Higher Right, InfoCube, IntelliCorp, Open Online, tenant screening? With the cost of home ownership going through the roof like it is, more and more people are going to have to turn to renting apartments. Nothing wrong with it. There's a season for it. This is not to shame anybody. I rent. Okay. I've owned a home before, currently renting. It works for me as a single lady, right? With a young child. I like my dorm room style. This feels like a dorm to me. I don't want to. Okay, I'm getting off on my own personal tangent. Let me continue. Anyway, if you need to rent an apartment, and again, I will share with you guys because I know everybody doesn't watch every single live, but there was even the story. I remember a lawyer on YouTube talking about how when she started dating her boyfriend, this is a good tip. This is a good tip. When you grown, and you done been around the block a few times and life been lifing on your butt, when you start dating a person, exchange that credit report when y'all get serious. Okay, exchange that credit report when y'all get serious. See what they working with. Forget all this I love you. Nah. I need to see what you're working with before I hitch my wagon to your horse. And vice versa. You should want to know the same about me. We should both know what we're working with. So anyway, she started dating this guy. They both, being mature and having been in plenty of relationships, they both decided to exchange credit reports. And when they exchanged it, she found out that she had an eviction on her report from when she was in college, and the eviction had been filed but withdrawn. It did not actually go through. And so that should not have been on her credit report, but it was. So she went and got that removed using what? The FCRA. Because we can do what? We can hold the secondary credit reporting agencies accountable to the rules of the Fair Credit Reporting Act because they are a CRA. Does that make sense to you guys? Are you following? Are you following? Yes. Oh, you meant to say amounts, Kiana? Okay, got you. Yes, they're reporting on everything, y'all. It's crazy. And then your checking and your banking information, property insurance, medical information. This is, y'all, medical stuff is so huge. You should definitely be pulling these reports, looking at them. You would be surprised because a lot of times when we're dealing with medical stuff, you know, we have stuff going on. We don't want to deal with it. It's super expensive. And we just want the pain to go away, figuratively and literally, right? But even today, I was speaking with my friend, my good friend sis, and she took her boys to the dentist. And she noticed literally while we were on the phone that she was billed for an extraction. And she said, well, hold on now. That didn't get done today. They said that they were talking about doing it, but it didn't get done today. And she said, let me call you back. She called the dentist and to find out what is going on. And they basically said that the appointment for the extraction is in April, but they went ahead and billed it for today. Excuse you? A lot of stuff could happen between now and April. I could want another dentist. Do y'all see how, like, is that right to y'all? We got to check every receipt. We got to ask questions. We got to know what is what. So imagine what if you've been to the doctor at a crazy time, there could be something on your MIB, right? Your Men in Black. I crack myself up. There could be something on your Milliman, and Telescript. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. Oh, look at this. Low income and subprime. That's a lot of us. Okay. Reports on the payment history of sub. Y'all, this is where they, ching ching, baby. This, oh, I know these people and I know these Clarity services. I bet you are giving Clarity. Y'all up here telling everybody she broke, he broke, they broke. They love some subprime data, baby. Why? Because they make the most late payments. They make the most high interest. These are the most desperate in society. They can prey upon these people. If you're in the subprime category, that's okay. Life been lifing, but you need to get out of it. Like ASAP Rocky, you need to get out of it. Okay? Oh yeah, we need to pull this. We need to supplemental reports, core logic, and they stinking butts. Reports, yeah, tax payment status, home loan obligation, all this type of stuff. ID verification to help with fraud prevention. Personal Innovis ID is ID verification to help with fraud prevention and detection. LexNext personal reports. Yeah, LexNext report will have stuff from when you were, swimming to the egg. That's how far back they go, from when you was a swimmer. From when you won the swim competition. Save Stream, they stinking self. Auto loan, credit card, retail, everything. Mobile phone accounts, main utilities. Yep, some of y'all got bills in your mama name and your children name. Don't do that. No, that ain't cute. That ain't cute. Leave little Timmy alone. Go on and pull your National Consumer Telecom and Utilities Exchange and get your mind right. Dispute what's not right. Make sure stuff falling off when it's supposed to. Take control of your life. Leave little Timmy alone. He ain't did nothing to you. He has to be here. All right. Reports on retail product. Okay, y'all can read. But guess what? This is a pretty good list, right? And even this ain't it. This is not all of it. And let me tell y'all something where it says you can freeze your report on some of these things, depending on what it is. You can, even if you can freeze it, it doesn't matter, because like if you're going for a home loan, don't think that not having a bankruptcy on your big 3 credit report is going to keep the mortgage underwriter from seeing your bankruptcy. Please don't play yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. The mortgage underwriter who's writing a loan for you for hundreds of $1,000s, trust me, they are not just pulling the big 3. They have other means of doing things. But your apartment complex, if you freeze your tenancy, secondary CRA, yeah, you'll probably be good with that. But yeah, the mortgage lender, And you could be hit with mortgage fraud. So you need to know this stuff. um, love my sis. She differently helping. I think you met. She's definitely helping, but I'm also differently helping too, Coach. I have a different delivery, right? A different delivering. All right, Kiana. Kiana said, how they billing for work that hasn't been done yet? And y'all, let me tell you something. I am an American greed freak. Man, if you want to have a good time with me, put on some American greed. They do it all the time. American greed, and the reason why I like them is because on the news, we see about blue collar crime all the time, and street crimes. But American greed be getting in that booty of the white collar crimes, the big bucks. Forget these little $1,000. They had $10,000 in weed or whatever. Blah blah blah. No, American greed be like they had 30 billion in medical fraud. Like it's a whole nother game. This happens all of the time. Don't let you have some good insurance. They will, oh my gosh. I can't even think of all of the stories that I have heard on American Greed about. There were literally doctors telling people that they were sick when they weren't, just to build them for the most expensive treatments. So sad. To build them for the most expensive treatments based on that illness. There were doctors who had people that came in for DRUG, issues, and they were basically, instead of helping them get off of those DRUGS, they were keeping them addicted to keep them in that cycle of paying for pills. Florida was really big there was like a pill center epidemic where they were buying vacant banks and turning them into pill and pain centers. Ooh, that American greed was so, I hate to say it was good because it's a horrible topic, but there were people who were sending their children to DRUG rehab facilities where you stay in there, and those people were pimping out their kids and doing horrible things and keeping them addicted instead of helping them get off of it, and billing the family crazy amount of money, to house their children. Meanwhile, they were violating their children. Can you believe that? That American greed. Let me tell y'all something. That's So it happens all of the time. Y'all watch your bills, look over your statements. The best time to do it is right then when you leave, right then when you're in the office and when you're in the parking lot, so that you can go back to them and say, "Oh, what is this here?" And ask those questions. Do not be afraid. Write down the names of everything. Double check everything, because guess what? When they bill it, they go ahead and turn it in, and it gets in this cycle where it becomes a part of your report somewhere out there, and somebody's making money on that information, regardless of whether it's right or wrong, and you have no clue. And it's affecting you. It's affecting you. There are plenty of times when somebody might code something in wrong, and therefore your insurance doesn't fully pay for it. Now they're saying that you owe for a portion of the bill that you really don't. And that's being reported on your underlying CRA report. That's how that could be a medical collection that you don't know about. So many people pull their big 3 reports and what? This medical collection? Hold up. That person hit me. Their insurance is supposed to pay for everything. How is this? How did I get billed for this? And the bill goes to collection. And y'all, we got it. I know y'all got a lot going on, but we got to get a handle on this stuff because it is affecting your life. And if you don't do it now, you will be forced to do it at a time that is much more inconvenient for you. So again, just so that you know, I need you to know that Credit Karma, Identity IQ, Smart Credit, those things are not credit reporting agencies. Those are credit monitoring financial services companies. If you need to enforce a violation using the FCRA, don't go into court with no Identity IQ report. You will get thrown out, because Identity IQ, Smart Credit, Credit Karma, those are all companies. It's basically like playing a game of telephone. You cannot go and say, TransUnion said this about me, and then hold up a Credit Karma report. You can't go before the judge and say, Experian said, and you sitting there with a smart credit. Because all they're going to say is, that's not us. That's not what we reported. That's what another company said we reported. So the way you circumvent that accusation of playing a game of credit reporting telephone is that you go directly to the source. And you do that by either going directly to each individual website, transunion.com, Experian.com, Equifax.com, or the easier route, in my opinion, is just go to annualcreditreport.com, click that you want all three, and then open it. And guys, let me tell y'all something. I didn't think I had to say this, but I do. Open the report. You're going to come here. I already did a video on how to do it. Request your 3 reports. You're going to click boom, boom, boom. They're going to ask you some questions, probably to verify your identity. And then it's going to take you to the first report. You look at it and download it. Because once you look at it, you can't come back. They'll let you get another report right now in 7 days. But you can't come back to the report that you saw. Well, Kim, I don't need the report. Yes, you do, because you need to keep a copy of every single thing that you are looking at all of the time. Something you can't go back to them and say, I remember I saw this collection before, and they don't care. It's not their job to keep your records correct. I've already told you they don't. And so you will want to keep a historical, like, you want to keep a history of your credit reports on your own, guys, so that as time goes on, as you are disputing, as you are looking at things, you can go back to previous reports and say, wait a minute, are these dates adding up? Is this, when was this on? When was it taken off? Was it when I disputed it? Was it showing as disputed in the necessary time frame? You got to keep track of all of that stuff. And when you get into the habit of doing this, trust me, it'll be easier. It'll be easier. Okay, so let me check and see. I'm going to stop sharing now. And I just wanted to check and see if I had any other comments. I don't see any other ones. So thank you guys for joining. Keep asking those questions. I put another question up today. This is going to be very interesting, very, very interesting to see how you guys comment in the next few hours. And then we will discuss the answer. I'll definitely post the answer with proof. Okay. Yeah, and keep asking those questions. If you like these bits and pieces of me exposing you to consumer law with credit information, if you like this, then you would love the Credit Crushers Mentorship. All you have to do is go to hellocamille.com, click on the Credit Crushers Mentorship form, and then complete that, and I will see if we are a good fit for each other. We are already in session 2. All right, wave 2, which I'm super excited about. We had the first class last night. I'm going to come back on and talk about that. And the next session will be starting the first week of April. Man, this year is moving right along. Yeah, the first week of April, but you want to secure your spot now. So currently the price is still the same price it was for wave 2. I don't know if I'll up the price for wave 3. I'll see. I will see. It depends on how much stuff I add in wave 2. But you know, if you secure your seat now, of course, if I raise the price, then I'm not going to come back to you and be like, I need 100 more or 200 more, because that's not how that works. All you have to do, I hope you can see this. Can y'all see this? Let me check my other screen. This looks like a slight delay. Can y'all see it? No, I don't like my voice. Let me go back to StreamYard and see. Okay, yeah, y'all can see it. So yes, all you have to do is come to hellocamille.com. It's going to take you to this. You click on Credit Crushers Mentorship form. It's going to open up a Google form that you will then complete in its entirety, and then I will get back to you shortly, usually by text message. So the phone number that you put in here is very, very important. Okay. And we start working immediately, regardless of when your session starts. I'm going to have you pull your 3 credit reports. And yeah, we have a lot of work to do, y'all. Um, Usually with the mentorship, what happens is that people find that they don't even know how to read their credit report. So many have not seen it before. Many haven't seen it in a long time. So just that one activity is an eye opener for so many people. And then we get into the nuts and bolts of breaking down what this means, how to eradicate all the bad information, how to properly build it up, where consumer protection laws come into play. And then from there, after you go through the information, a lot of times that's when you can start to activate the information. So with session 1, wave 1 of the Credit Crushers ending, there are a lot of people that were in that session that are now implementing all of the information, because our classes were on average about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then the Q&A was still an hour. So that was a good 2.5 to 3 hours every single week for 4 weeks. So a lot of information, but I'm telling you guys, we got to get on this. FICO 10T is coming. That's going to be a complete game changer. We got the job report coming out this Friday. Depending on how the job report comes, that's going to play a part in whether we are technically in a recession. Although some of you are looking like, shoot, I'm in my own recession. I've been in my own recession. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. But as you know, there are certain factors that make up a recession. A lot of people are wondering what's going to happen with this job report. What Jerome Powell, if y'all don't know who that is, please look it up. Please become familiar. What Jerome Powell going to do? They're hanging on his every word about these interest rates, and I think that's definitely going to dictate when FICO 10T rolls out. That's what I told the mentees last night, because you know how they restrict the money. Definitely plan how they play on interest rates will determine how the money flows, and that determines everything is interconnected. That's all you need to know. Everything is interconnected, whether you know it or not. It's all connected. So you know, with them rolling, they said they were going to roll out FICO 10T this summer, but maybe not. It's really going to depend on a few things. So I'm going to go for now, but I'm gonna be back in a few minutes. Yeah. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Thanks for joining.